guys, it's me again, Aquino, and I'm here with another story. So this time we are talking about pain. Nurses assess pain in two ways, objective and subjective. So objective is when you look at the person who is in pain, you rate them according to a scale, a pain scale. And for subjective, you ask them how they are feeling and how they would rate the pain. That's all well and fine if the patient's facial grimace is very obvious. I mean, it's not fine for the other person, but it's easier to assess pain when you can see that the patient is really in pain. But what if the person just has a flat affect and he or she doesn't show that he or she is in pain and doesn't even verbalize? What if there are people who actually prefer not to tell anybody else about their pains, about their problems? So here are some issues that I think are involved when we are in pain or when somebody is in pain. Number one is the issue of vulnerability. Vulnerability is often talked about topic. I've known and experienced a few things about emotional pain and vulnerability, like most of us. And I know for one that it's very easy to hide your feelings, to show the world that you're stronger, and that we can do it and we can handle it and we all have it together. But I think it's much more powerful if we become honest with ourselves and with other people, not just with ourselves. That yes, we are going through something. Yes, we are in pain. Yes, we are sometimes weak, and it's not a shame. It's not shameful to be weak. It means that we're human. But I get where it's from, where hiding your feelings and emotions are from. You're just trying to protect yourself. The thing is, when you choose not to be vulnerable, you choose not to communicate with other people about what you're feeling, it's somehow your way out of much needed conversation. Because yes, we do have to talk about it. There are some things that you can do on your own, but there are a lot of other things that you can share with people and talk about with people so that you can unload yourself, and in the process, maybe the other person will also be able to learn more from you than you would expect. When we choose not to communicate with people, we choose not to let ourselves heal by talking to them, by sharing what we're experiencing. The irony in this is that when you choose to show your weakness, you are also showing your strength in some way. Because not all people are brave enough to admit that they're weak. Not all people are brave enough to admit that they're going through something and that they're in pain and that they can't do it by themselves. I think that is the most powerful and the strongest thing you could ever do for yourself. And even though admitting may seem like a stupid idea, it's one of the best ways to let go of what's hurting you. Number two is the issue of showing emotions. I'm quite the emotional person, but I don't really show most of what I'm feeling, especially when when we're in a group and we're watching a movie and all the other people are crying. I don't usually cry because, there are things that I cry about and there are things that I don't cry about. And I'm not used to it. I just like to chill. But I learned that when something is against my core principles or something or someone hurts me so badly and completely hits my pain points, I fight back emotionally with tears and all, in a voice that's croaking and breaking. It's kind of ugly, and I feel like I desperately want to be heard, and I get angry. Anger is a very strong and often misused and misunderstood emotion. I can see that because I've been angry so much that I fight people without even hearing them out first or putting my shoes in there, so to speak. So there is nothing wrong with showing your anger, but if you use it so that you could just avenge yourself, I think that's not a very good thing. You can use that strong, passionate emotion of anger to fight for yourself or for others. The third issue is the issue of verbalizing a pain. It's pretty hard for other people to show that they're in pain. It's because they don't want to seem vulnerable, and that's understandable. In others, you could say that it's very easy for them to show pain or to show their pain or to express it. In fact, they sometimes embrace onto it because they accept it. And who's to say that either of the two groups are wrong or otherwise? There's no right or wrong way to be in pain, right? But when we verbalize our pain, as I said, it sort of unloads the burden from us. And it doesn't mean that you're loading a burden to another person, although that could also be the case. But the purpose of that, the intention of that, is to help you heal and to help you let go of that heavy feeling, to help you move on. And in the process, you could even help other people if that other person is able to resonate with you, and it would open up an opportunity for him and her to open up to you about his or her pain also. And in process, both of you would have mutual exchange, and that could be more therapeutic than doing things on your own. And talking or speaking about pain doesn't necessarily solve the problem, but it's a start. It's an acknowledgement of how you're feeling, and from there you can go on to other kinds of actions that would help you solve or help remove the feeling of pain that you have. It's acknowledging that you're you, because people do experience pain. Shocker, right? Especially online, where people post highlight reels of their lives. It's very easy to think that they must be having time of their lives. They must be very happy because they're posting this and that. We don't know the story behind it. It's wrong to actually judge people based on what they're posting online, because the truth is, we just want to feel acknowledged. We just want to feel like we just want to be admired sometimes. But here's the thought: what if your verbalization is meant to support you, not other people? What if you make mistakes like everyone does? What if you feel hurt like everyone does? And what if you learn from it? And what if you needed those mistakes and those hurt and that pain that you're feeling so you could actually move on, so you could actually go through it even though it's painful for you? So in conclusion, pain is still very subjective, and because of this, not everyone will understand what you're going through, because not everyone will be able to feel the kind of pain you're feeling. When you show emotions or talk about how you feel, you will feel vulnerable. Vulnerability doesn't have to be such a bad thing. Your weaknesses pave the way for your strength. And in order to grow and develop, you will need to be vulnerable along the way. You will need to have to say or acknowledge that you're weak and that you're just you. Going through all that pain is the only road, but sharing and showing it gives you power and freedom, because not everyone can share what truly pains them. And if you can, it means you're strong enough to admit that you're weak. So that's it for today. That's our story for today. I hope you like this video. Please subscribe if you want to, and hit like if you liked this, and if you didn't, then it's okay. See you. Bye.